Turb 0T0M4T0 from Burkina Faso is P1. Danny Wilson from United Kingdom is P2 on hards. Sheaf Beef from Italy is P7 on hards. Danny Wilson is P2. Sheaf Beef from Italy is P2. Best lap is a 2:10.604. Stu is P5 on hards. Sheaf Beef is P3. Stu is P5. Sheaf Beef is P3. Pete is P7 on hards. Danny Wilson is P2. Best lap is a 1:42.269. 30 minutes remaining in the session. Sheaf Beef is P1. Best lap is a 1:41.658. Turb 0T0M4T0 is P3 with 80 kilos on hards. Best lap is a 1:43.151. Sheaf Beef is P1. L33CR055L3Y is P7 on hards. Danny Wilson is P2. Andy from Spain is P5 on hards. Best lap is a 4:59.445. Stu is P4 on hards. Best lap is a 3:11.435. Sheaf beef is P1. Best lap is a 141.178. Pete is P8. Best lap is a 538.352. Sheaf beef is P3 on hards. Thorburn is P2 with 80 kilos on hards. Best lap is a 138.749. Sheaf beef is P5. Best lap is a 139.440. Danny Wilson from United Kingdom is P3. Best lap is a 138.070. Sheaf beef is P5. Stew is P8. Sheaf beef is P5. Danny Wilson is P4. L33CR055L3Y is P7. Best lap is a 149.271. Andy is P1. Best lap is a 136.262. "25 minutes remaining in the session. L33CR055L3Y is P7. Andy is P1. L33CR055L3Y is P7. Pete is P2. Best lap is a 136.731. L33CR055L3Y is P7 on hards. Thorburn is P4. Best lap is a 137.880. Sheaf beef is P6. Best lap is a 139.083. Stew is P8. Sheep beef is P6 on hards. L33CR055 L3Y is P11 with 80 kilos on hards. Stu is P8. Pete is P2. Colin Mack is P9 on hards. Alex Ball is P12 with 80 kilos on hards. Pete is P2. Turb 0T0M4T0 from Burkina Faso is P5. Best lap is a 1:37.992. Pete is P2. Rod is P10 on hards. Sheep beef is P6. "20 minutes remaining in the session." Andy is P1. Pete is P2. Sheep beef is P6. L33CR055 L3Y is P7. Best lap is a 1:48.012. Pete is P2 on hards. Thorburn is P5. Sheep beef is P7. Danny Wilson is P4. Best lap is a 1:37.325. Sheep beef is P7 on hards. Danny Wilson is P4. Sheep beef is P7 on hards. Thorburn is P6. L33CR055L3Y is P9 on hards. Turb 0T0M4T0 is P5. Best lap is a 1:37.136. Andy is P1. Sheep beef is P7. Pete is P4. Danny Wilson is P2. Best lap is a 1:36.668. "15 minutes remaining in the session." Stu is P11. Danny Wilson is P2. Sheep beef from Italy is P8. Turb 0T0M4T0 is P5. Colin Mack is P7. Best lap is a 1:38.966. Sheep beef is P8. Colin Mack is P7. Rod is P12. Best lap is a 4:54.631. Colin Mack is P7. Danny Wilson is P3. Pete is P2. Best lap is a 1:36.356. Danny Wilson is P3. Colin Mack is P7. L33CR055L3Y is P9. Best lap is a 1:40.125. Andy is P1. Best lap is a 1:36.239. Danny Wilson is P3. Chief Beef is P7. Best lap is a 1:38.858. Danny Wilson is P3 on hards. Pete is P2. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Rod is P12. Best lap is a 3:08.095. Pete is P2. Danny Wilson is P3. Pete is P1. Best lap is a 1:36.237. Joseph Elton from United Kingdom is P13 with 80 kilos on hards. Best lap is a 4:04.662. Pete is P1. Stu is P11. Best lap is a 2:23.521. Chief Beef is P8. Thorburn is P14 on hards. Rod is P13. Alex Ball is P4. Best lap is a 1:36.724. Colin Mack is P7. Best lap is a 1:38.417. Thorburn is P14. Colin Mack is P7. Alex Ball is P4 on hards. Rod is P14. Andy is P2. Rod is P14. Five minutes remaining in the session. Thorburn is P13 on hards. Best lap is a 2:25.166. Turb 0T0M4T0 from Burkina Faso is P6. Rod is P14. Thorburn is P13. Danny Wilson is P4. Colin Mack is P8. Best lap is a 1:37.910. Andy from Spain is P2. Turb 0T0M4T0 is P6. Thorburn is P13. Sheaf beef is P9. Andy is P1. Best lap is a 1:36.212. Sheaf beef is P9. Thorburn is P12. Best lap is a 1:50.751. Andy is P1. Rod is P15 with 80 kilos on hards. Sheaf beef is P9. Thorburn is P10. Best lap is a 1:39.711. Rod is P15. Sheaf beef is P9. Thorburn is P10. Joseph Elton is P4. Best lap is a 1:36.510. Thorburn is P10. Sheaf beef is P10 on hards. Thorburn finished P8. Best lap is a 1:37.654. Sheaf beef is P10. Rod is P14 with 80 kilos. Best lap is a 2:48.692. Sheaf beef finished P10. Best lap is a 1:38.857. The qualification session is at Dornington Park GP Circuit in Dornington, Great Britain. Rod is P18 with 80 kilos on hards. The qualifying session is now underway. Danny Wilson from United Kingdom is P7 on hards. Thorburn finished P1 on hards. Andy from Spain is P5 on hards. Alex Ball is P1 with 80 kilos on hards. Alex Ball improved his P1 with a 136.334. Colin Mack is P3 on hards. Colin Mack improved his P2 with a 137.138. 0.804 behind the leader. Danny Wilson is P11. Danny Wilson improved his P12 with a 143.954. Alex Ball is P1. Best lap is a 136.334. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Alex Ball is provisional pole with a 136.036. Turb 0T0M4T0 from Burkina Faso is P4 with 80 kilos on hards. Turb 0T0M4T0 improved is P3 with a 136.815. 0.779 behind the leader. Ian TM is P12 on hards. Ian TM improved is P8 with a 139.849. 3.813 behind the leader. Stu is P10 on hards. Joseph Elton from United Kingdom is P2 with 80 kilos on hards. Joseph Elton is provisional pole with a 135.941. Danny Wilson is P6 on hards. Rod is P9 on hards. Rod improved is P11 with a 144.843. 8.902 behind the leader. Andy is P5. Andy improved is P3 with a 136.167. 0.226 behind the leader. Alex Ball is P3. Alex Ball is provisional pole with a 135.926. Danny Wilson is P8 on hards. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Danny Wilson improved his P8 with a 136.852. 1.325 behind the leader. Ian TM is P10. Ian TM improved his P10 with a 138.996. 3.070 behind the leader. Danny Wilson is P8. Andy is P4. Stu is P12. Danny Wilson is P8. Chief Beef from Italy is P9 on hards. Chief Beef improved his P9 with a 137.678. 1.752 behind the leader. Danny Wilson is P8. Danny Wilson improved his P5 with a 136.767. 0.841 behind the leader. Chief Beef is P9. Rod is P11. Rod improved his P11 with a 144.275. 8.349 behind the leader. Ian TM is P10. Colin Mack is P8. Ian TM is P10. Ian TM improved his P10 with a 138.089. 2.163 behind the leader. Stu is P12. Joseph Elton is provisional pole with a 135.876. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Colin Mack is P8 on hards. Chief Beef is P9. Joseph Elton is P1. Joseph Elton is provisional pole with a 1:35.799. Colin Mack is P8. Colin Mack improved his P5 with a 1:36.182. 0.383 behind the leader. Thorburn is P6. Stu is P12. Danny Wilson is P7. Joseph Elton is provisional pole with a 1:35.773. Danny Wilson improved his P7 with a 1:36.668. 0.895 behind the leader. Stu is P12. Stu improved his P11 with a 1:44.197. 8.424 behind the leader. Rod is P12. Rod improved his P11 with a 1:42.671. 6.898 behind the leader. Alex Ball is P2 with 80 kilos. Alex Ball is provisional pole with a 1:35.626. Andy is P4. Andy improved is P2 with a 135.736. 0.110 behind the leader. Chief Beef is P9. Chief Beef improved is P9 with a 137.615. 1.989 behind the leader. Rod is P11. Best lap is a 142.671. 7.045 behind the leader. Chief Beef finished P9. The race session is at Dornington Park GP Circuit in Dornington, Great Britain. Joseph Elton from United Kingdom is P14 with 80 kilos on hards. Ian TM is P10 on hards. Alex Ball is P3 with 80 kilos on hards. Andy from Spain is P4 on hards. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Pete is P5 on hards. Race start. Rod is P13 with 80 kilos on hards. Rod is P11. Rod is P11. Rod is P9. Joseph Elton is P2. Chief Beef from Italy is P7 on hards. Joseph Elton is P3. Turb 0T0M4T0 from Burkina Faso is P8 with 80 kilos on hards. Andy is P2. Danny Wilson from United Kingdom is P3 on hards. Turb 0 T0 M40 is P6. Danny Wilson is P3 0.3 seconds behind Pete. Alex Ball is P6 0.1 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M40. Best lap is a 146.719. 1.392 of the fastest lap. Pete is P4 0.2 seconds behind Andy. Turb 0 T0 M40 is P5 0.1 seconds behind Alex Ball. Chief Beef is P7 0.5 seconds behind Pete. Stu is P11 on hards 0.3 seconds behind Ian TN. Pete is P6 0.4 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M40. Chief Beef is P7 0.4 seconds behind Pete. Rod is P10 0.5 seconds behind Stu. Andy is P3 0.5 seconds behind Danny Wilson. Rod is P10 0.4 seconds behind Stu. Danny Wilson is P3 0.3 seconds behind Andy. Thorburn started P8 is P7 on hards 0.3 seconds behind Chief Beef. Rod is P11. Thorburn is P7 0.4 seconds behind Chief Beef. Pete is P5 on hards 1.1 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M40. Chief Beef is P7 0.5 seconds behind Thorburn. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Pete entering the pits after 3 laps on hards is P5. Danny Wilson is P3 0.5 seconds behind Andy. Chief Beef started P11 is P6 0.3 seconds behind Thorburn. Danny Wilson is P3 0.9 seconds behind Andy. Best lap is a 136.933. 1.176 of the fastest lap. Chief Beef is P6 0.4 seconds behind Thorburn. Andy is P4 0.1 seconds behind Chief Beef. Stu is P10. Pete is P3 1.1 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M40. Best lap is a 142.087. 6.330 of the fastest lap. Thorburn is P6 0.4 seconds behind Sheaf Beef. Best lap is a 152.935. 17.178 of the fastest lap. Ian TM is P7 0.2 seconds ahead of Andy. Sheaf Beef is P6 1.0 seconds behind Thorburn. Pete is P3 on hards 1.2 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M40. Rod is P11. Andy is P7 4.3 seconds ahead of Ian TM. Sheaf Beef is P6 1.0 seconds behind Thorburn. Colin Mack is P9 on hards 1.1 seconds behind Ian TM. Danny Wilson started P9 is P2. Stu is P10. Pete is P3 0.6 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M40. Turb 0 T0 M40 is P4 0.6 seconds behind Pete. Best lap is a 136.779. 1.022 of the fastest lap. Pete is P3 0.9 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M40. Sheaf Beef is P6 2.0 seconds behind Thorburn. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Turb 0 T0 M40 is P4 1.2 seconds behind Pete. Ian TM is P8 2.2 seconds ahead of Colin Mack. Best lap is a 138.246. 2.489 of the fastest lap. Pete started P5 is P3 1.7 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M40. Danny Wilson is P2 on hards 3.0 seconds ahead of Pete. Sheaf Beef is P6 2.9 seconds ahead of Andy. Colin Mack is P8 4.7 seconds ahead of Ian TM. Pete is P3 2.1 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M4 T0. Chief Beef is P6 1.6 seconds ahead of Andy. Ian TM is P9 on Hearts 4.8 seconds behind Colin Mack. Joseph Elton started P6 is P1. Chief Beef is P6 1.1 seconds ahead of Andy. Andy is P7 1.0 seconds behind Chief Beef. Ian TM is P9 on Hearts. Andy is P7 0.3 seconds behind Chief Beef. Stu is P10 4.3 seconds ahead of Rod. Pete is P3 2.5 seconds behind Danny Wilson. Stu is P10 0.2 seconds behind Rod. Chief Beef is P7 0.4 seconds behind Andy. Stu is P11. Chief Beef is P7 0.3 seconds behind Andy. Rod is P10. Best lap is a 1:42.254. 6.497 of the fastest lap. Turb 0 T0 M4 T0 from Burkina Faso is P3 2.4 seconds ahead of Pete. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Joseph Elton is P1. Colin Mack is P8. Alex Ball entering the pits after 2 laps on hards is P12. Pete is P4 2.0 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M4 T0. Best lap is a 1:36.560. 0.803 of the fastest lap. Andy started P4 is P7 3.5 seconds behind Chief Beef. Ian TM is P9. Andy is P7 2.6 seconds ahead of Colin Mack. Pete started P5 is P4 1.0 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M4 T0. Alex ball is P12. Rod is P10 with 80 kilos. Alex ball is P12. Rod is P10. Alex ball started P3 is P12. Rod is P10. Alex ball is P12. Rod is P10 with 80 kilos. Alex ball is P12. Rod is P10. Sheaf beef is P6. Pete is P4 0.5 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M4 T0. Alex ball is P12. Rod is P10 with 80 kilos. Alex ball started P3 is P12. Rod is P10. Turb 0 T0 M4 T0 is P4. Andy from Spain is P7 0.3 seconds behind Sheaf Beef. Sheaf Beef is P6 0.3 seconds ahead of Andy. Joseph Elton is P1. Turb 0 T0 M4 T0 is P5 4.4 seconds behind Thorburn. Sheaf Beef from Italy is P6 0.7 seconds ahead of Andy. Danny Wilson is P2 4.6 seconds ahead of Pete. Andy is P7 0.5 seconds behind Sheaf Beef. Sheaf Beef is P7 0.4 seconds behind Andy. Stu is P11. Danny Wilson is P2. Joseph Elton is P1 with 80 kilos. The leader has just finished the race. Joseph Elton finished P1. Stu finished P11. Danny Wilson finished P2. Pete finished P3. Thorburn finished P4. Turb 0 T0 M40 finished P5. Rod finished P10. Chief Beef finished P7. Andy finished P6. Colin Mack finished P8. Danny Wilson finished P2. Ian TM finished P9. Andy finished P6. Chief Beef finished P7. Andy finished P6. Chief Beef started P11 finished P7. Andy finished P6. Rod finished P10. The race session is at Dornington Park GP Circuit in Dornington, Great Britain. Rod is P10 with 80 kilos on hards. Colin Mack is P8 on hards. Joseph Elton from United Kingdom is P1 with 80 kilos on hards. Alex Ball is P14 with 80 kilos on hards. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Rod is P2. Rod is P3. Rod is P6. Rod is P5. Rod is P6. Rod is P6. Joseph Elton is P3. Andy from Spain is P8 on hards. Joseph Elton is P3. Alex Ball is P2. Danny Wilson from United Kingdom is P3 on hards. Alex Ball is P2 0.1 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Ian TM is P12 on hards. Alex Ball started P14 is P2 0.4 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Rod is P5 on hards 3.7 seconds ahead of Colin Mack. Alex Ball is P2 0.4 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Rod started P4 is P6 1.1 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M40. Ian TM is P11 0.4 seconds behind Pete. Turb 0 T0 M40 from Burkina Faso is P7 with 80 kilos on hards 0.2 seconds behind Rod. Stu is P12 on hards. Andy is P9 0.5 seconds behind Rod. Chief Beef from Italy is P7 on hards 0.5 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M40. Joseph Elton is P1 0.8 seconds ahead of Alex Ball. Chief Beef started P8 is P7 0.2 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M40. Andy is P8. Chief Beef is P7 0.2 seconds behind Turb 0 T0 M4 T0. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Alex Ball is P2 0.9 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Stu is P12. Alex Ball is P2 0.8 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Colin Mack is P5 1.4 seconds ahead of Turb 0 T0 M4 T0. Danny Wilson is P3 4.1 seconds behind Alex Ball. Alex Ball is P2 with 80 kilos 1.0 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Ian TM is P9. Rod is P11 3.7 seconds behind Colin Mack. Stu is P12. Alex Ball is P2 0.8 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Colin Mack is P10 0.3 seconds behind Ian TM. Alex Ball is P2 0.7 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Stu is P12. Colin Mack started P6 is P10 0.5 seconds behind Ian TM. Alex Ball is P2 0.5 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Best lap is a 1:35.636. Colin Mack is P9. Alex Ball is P2 0.5 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Colin Mack is P9. Andy is P8 0.4 seconds behind Pete. Alex Ball is P2 0.7 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Andy is P8 4.2 seconds behind Pete. Alex Ball is P2 0.7 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Colin Mack is P9. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Alex Ball is P2 0.3 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Ian TM started P5 is P11. Alex Ball is P2 0.2 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Thorburn started P10 is P4 on hards 2.2 seconds behind Danny Wilson. Alex Ball is P2 0.1 seconds behind Joseph Elton. Ian TM is P11. Andy is P8 3.8 seconds behind Pete. Rod started P4 is P10. Andy is P8 4.1 seconds behind Pete. Danny Wilson is P3 0.9 seconds ahead of Thorburn. Ian TM is P11. Best lap is a 140.782. 5.146 off the fastest lap. Stu is P12 on hards. Ian TM is P11 on hards. Chief Beef is P6. Rod is P10. Ian TM is P11. Stu started P3 is P12. Danny Wilson is P3 on hards 1.0 seconds ahead of Thorburn. Thorburn is P3 1.3 seconds ahead of Danny Wilson. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Danny Wilson started P12 is P4 1.3 seconds behind Thorburn. Ian TM is P11. Thorburn is P3 1.1 seconds ahead of Danny Wilson. Danny Wilson is P4 0.9 seconds behind Thorburn. Stu is P12 on hards. Danny Wilson is P4 1.0 seconds behind Thorburn. Colin Mack is P9. Ian TM started P5 is P11. Joseph Elton started P13 is P1 4.1 seconds ahead of Alex Ball. Stu is P12. Danny Wilson is P4 0.4 seconds behind Thorburn. Best lap is a 1:36.998. 1.610 of the fastest lap. Rod started P4 is P10. Danny Wilson is P4 0.5 seconds behind Thorburn. Stu is P12. Danny Wilson is P4 0.4 seconds behind Thorburn. Colin Mack is P9. Danny Wilson is P4 battling Thorburn. Chief Beef is P6 1.6 seconds ahead of Andy. Danny Wilson is P4 0.5 seconds behind Thorburn. Colin Mack is P9. Danny Wilson is P4 0.4 seconds behind Thorburn. Chief Beef from Italy is P6. Danny Wilson is P4 0.5 seconds behind Thorburn. Andy is P8 on Hart's 0.5 seconds behind Pete. Joseph Elton is P1 3.2 seconds ahead of Alex Ball. Best lap is a 1:35.686. 0.298 off the fastest lap. The leader has just finished the race. Joseph Elton finished P1. Alex Ball finished P2. Stu finished P12. Thorburn finished P3. Danny Wilson finished P4. Rod finished P10. Turb 0T0M4T0 from Burkina Faso finished P5. Ian TM finished P11. Chief Beef finished P6. Andy started P7, finished P8. Pete finished P7. Colin Mack finished P9. Pete finished P7. Pete finished P7. Thorburn finished P3. Pete finished P7. Joseph Elton finished P1.